What if I told you the key to a peaceful, fulfilling life is to stop forcing things, to simply let go and allow the world to flow around you? You think this is impossible? Well, think again. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to feel the pressure to constantly be in control. We push ourselves to chase after goals, manipulate circumstances, and shape every moment into something we think it should be. But what if all that effort, all that force, is actually the source of our stress and unhappiness? Let me take you back to an ancient Zen story that perfectly illustrates this truth. There was once a master who was known for his calmness, even in the most chaotic situations. One day, a young student approached him, frustrated and exhausted from the constant battles he had with life. "Master," the student said, "I've tried everything. I've worked tirelessly to achieve my goals, and yet, nothing ever seems to go the way I want it. Why does everything feel so difficult?" The master smiled and asked him to follow. They walked through the woods until they reached a cliff, looking out over a vast, turbulent river. The master said, "Do you see that river? It flows without resistance, without forcing anything. No matter what stands in its way, it moves forward. It doesn't struggle. It doesn't try to control where it goes. It simply flows." The young student was confused. "But master, that's just a river. Life is different. We need to fight for what we want." The master looked at him, his eyes full of wisdom. "No, you don't need to fight. You need to let go, like the river. The more you try to force, the more you hold yourself back. Your struggles come not from the world, but from your resistance to it." The student paused, realizing something important. His whole life had been about forcing his dreams into existence. The harder he pushed, the more he resisted, the further he felt from peace. The story of the river, so simple yet so profound, began to sink in. Could it really be that simple? This is where the Zen wisdom hits hard. In Buddhism, there's a core principle that teaches us the truth behind letting go: non-attachment. The more we cling to our desires, the more we force outcomes, the more we suffer. Think about it. How many times have you tried so hard to make something happen, only to end up feeling exhausted and defeated when it didn't? We spend so much time and energy trying to control everything around us: our careers, relationships, our image, and yet none of it can be forced. Take a moment and think about your own life. What are you clinging to? Maybe it's a promotion at work that you've desperately worked towards for years. Or maybe it's a relationship where you're trying to mold someone into your ideal partner. In each case, the attachment is forcing the situation to fit your desires, and the result? Disappointment, frustration, and stress. Buddhism tells us that the key to peace is to let go of this attachment. This doesn't mean we stop working hard or striving for our goals, but we stop attaching our happiness to the outcome. If it happens, it happens. If not, we move forward, trusting that life has its own course. This is mindfulness. This is true acceptance. Now, imagine living like that. Picture a day where you are free of the mental strain of forcing things, where you wake up and allow your life to unfold naturally, accepting whatever comes with an open heart. It sounds liberating, doesn't it? This is the essence of Zen and Buddhism. It's about seeing life as a flowing river, not something to control, but something to experience, appreciate, and allow to guide you. When you release your need to control every outcome, you open yourself up to something far greater: freedom. Just as the young student learned that day from his master, you too can stop trying to force the river of your life. Let it flow. Trust it. The natural course of things will always bring you to where you need to be, even if it's not where you expected. The moment you stop forcing, you will find the peace and balance you've been searching for all along. Stop forcing. Let go. Trust the flow of life. When you release control, you unlock a life far more beautiful than anything you could ever have planned.